Sanjay Uchiha here. Welcome back to the channel where, as you can tell by the thumbnail and title, today we'll be discussing how strong is Kawaki in the Boruto manga slash anime series. Of course, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And of course, disclaimer, this video will contain spoilers as I'll be talking about and making reference to the previous or recent events in the Boruto manga. And I'll be talking about, well, just a bit in terms of my expectations on chapter 40 of the Boruto manga. Nothing too crazy, just a little tidbit based on how this discussion with Kawaki and his powers go. So be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, leave a like or a dislike, I guess, if you don't like what I have to say. And if anything, drop a comment. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. But let's get right into it. So Kawaki. It's fair to say that Kawaki, starting with chapter 1 of the anime, well, chapter 1 of the manga, chapter 1 of the anime, or episode 1 of the anime, it's fair to say, and I think I'm justified in saying this, that Kawaki has been the glue or the big bread that's been keeping us as fans invested in seeing where the story goes, especially because of the flash forward that we got in the first episode slash chapter 1, where we see Boruto go up against Kawaki in a destroyed Konoha, with Naruto may not be implied to be dead or missing. Now, with the recent chapters of Boruto, there is some payoff to the whole Naruto being dead or missing, but I won't get too much into that. So anyway, getting into Kawaki and his strength as a character, chapter 1 aside, we were introduced to Kawaki roughly at the end of chapter 23, if memory serves right. Now, the first thing that we learn about Kawaki when he's reintroduced in the manga is that his entire body has been modified to be a scientific ninja weapon, which is pretty much similar to the whole device that Boruto used in the Chunin exam, where he was able to, store ninjutsu and just unleash it without, using his own chakra. You get the idea if you've been keeping up with the whole Boruto series. Now, Kawaki himself, his body is a bit different, where the whole use of scientific ninja weapons is this isn't sorry yeah, it's kind of different where his body is concerned with the whole scientific ninja weapons. No, apparently because of his entire body and how it's been modified on a cellular level, he actually has the ability to increase by a vast amount, increase the amount of cells in his body. So essentially he can basically transform his body into weapons, into swords, spears, shields, etc. When the chapter came out, I made a comparison and said it was similar, but not quite the same, but yeah, similar to how Jugo could absorb natural energy and essentially transform his body into different weapons and everything. But yeah, it's pretty similar, but just without the use of natural energy, and in this case it's just because he's been modified at a cellular level with scientific ninja weapons. So yeah, that's definitely cool. Also, what was also made note of in his first appearance here is that Mitsuki mentioned in his base state he was pretty fast, and that does say a lot considering that Mitsuki is arguably the strongest person in Team 7 at this point, debatably. Now, we see him go up against Garo, who's an outer member of Kara. Now, if outer members, if there's a gold standard in terms of how strong they should be, Garo should be very strong. If I'm basing him off of the fight that Boruto and company had with Ao, the same hidden mist ninja who accompanied the Mizukage to the 5 Kage summit in Naruto Shippuden, or part 2 of Naruto, and he was at least Jonin level if memory serves right, especially since he accompanied the Mizukage to if I'm being honest here. So it's fair to say that outer Kara members should at least be, say, upper tier Chunins if you were to assign a rank to them. Now we see Kawaki actually go up against said character, and he was doing pretty well in his base state. He was kind of keeping pace with him with his body transformations and all, but he was eventually overwhelmed until he activated the second crazy, or probably arguably speaking the best thing in his arsenal, which is the Karma Seal. Now, once he activated that, he made quick work of Garo like he was nothing, basically blew his arm off and then blew off the top half of his torso. So Yeah, you should know. And it's through this battle that we actually find out that Kawaki is able to fire off chakra blasts. I thought it would have been a case where he would absorb need to absorb like a jutsu first, but no, he actually has the ability to fire off chakra blast, so that's definitely cool. And while his stage 1 karma, he can make these blasts so ridiculously powerful that it puts the rest of Team 7's life in jeopardy, to the point that Boruto has to step in and absorb the blast with his karma seal as well. And even at the time, Delta and Kashin Koji, inner members of Kara, made note of how powerful the blast was, so that goes to show you how powerful Kawaki might be. So even taking all of that into consideration, as Kawaki enters Konoha in later chapters, we see him able to spar with Boruto. Albeit, yeah, he does hold back when he spars with Boruto, but considering that Boruto is at least a lower tier Chunin, that does say something to me in terms of how much or where we can place Kawaki in terms of strength or rank at the end of the day. Now, at the same time, in later chapters, in about chapter 38, we see that Kawaki, or even before chapter 38, in about chapter 34 or 35, we see Kawaki starts his training under Naruto, and even in chapter 38, we see that he has a second stage karma similar to what Jigen displayed and used to basically make Naruto and Sasuke his yeah, he basically made quick work of Naruto and Sasuke with his level 2 karma. So for the most part, going into chapter 40, I decided I'd kind of take a look at how strong each member of Team 7 plus Kawaki is before they go up against Boro. Granted, off the top of my head, they shouldn't stand a chance against Boro, because if I'm analyzing things right, Boro should be as strong as Sasuke, to say the least. But you know, Naruto's a series where, you know, if you employ like teamwork and, you know, strategy, you may be able to overcome someone that's like much more powerful than you. But as I said, off the top of my head, they shouldn't stand a chance against Boro. But I thought this would be a fun video to do, to talk and discuss with you guys in regards to Kawaki and where he is right now. Now, getting back to Kawaki now, all things considered, if you're asking me, I would put Kawaki at least at his maximum power, all things considered. Probably a high tier Jonin, like really high tier, if not lower Kage level, at least in terms of strength. Now, I know it sounds crazy to say that at this point, but if you were to even compare him to like Naruto's generation, it's not too far-fetched. Kawaki does not seem to be, it's not confirmed or anything, but he doesn't seem to be the same age as Boruto. He seems to be at least like 2, probably at most 3 years older, so he may already be like 14, 15, at least, probably at most 16. So, and we know that Naruto, when he was 16 and 17 at the end of the series, he was like ridiculously like god level. So it's not crazy if you want to compare him to like Naruto and where he is, if you want to compare their power based on age. So there's that. And as I said, the karma seal, if we were to just even factor that in alone, the power boost that it gives him is much more compared to like what if you were to compare to like Orochimaru's curse seal level 1 and level 2. As I said, even when Boruto sparred with Naruto in chapter, I'd say 28, 29, Kawaki does mention, or this is the only other thing we know about the karma seal, apart from it being able to like absorb and nullify ninjutsu. That and the whole Otsutsuki link and, you know, new Jinchuriki system, you get what I mean. Yeah, that it does provide like a significant increase in power. So honestly, Kawaki in his base does seem to be like a mid-tier Chunin. So with it adding on 2 levels of karma, his whole body being a scientific ninja weapon, and we know that scientific ninja weapons, based on Boruto's use and characters like Delta and the whole heavy theme of technology in this era of the series, we know that scientific ninja weapons are going to be like a major buff to a character's strength. And Kawaki's enhancements and his ninja weapons, yeah, they are of a different level, as pointed out by Katasuke in the manga as well. So all things considered, as I said, at most I'd put Kawaki right now at low tier Kage. Granted, that's still nowhere near say Naruto, who's like far surpassed Kage level. So yeah, but if you add on like the additional 3 years, if you still subscribe to the idea that Kawaki might be the one that quote unquote kills Naruto, add on 3 more years to his development and his power, and it doesn't seem like it might be all that far-fetched. Even at this point, I think I might subscribe to the idea that it's not Kawaki, or Kawaki might have just, you know, sent him to a different dimension. So yeah, but anyway, let me know what you guys think. How strong do you think Kawaki is in the whole Boruto series at this point? Of course, if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about the other members of Team 7 leading up to chapter 40, just let me know. I would be interested in going to Boruto next. I think that would be expected, but let me know. Boruto or Sarada, and yeah, let me know. But anyway, Sandra Chia, rate, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't checked out my review of Boruto Manga chapter 39, you can definitely check that out. I'll definitely link that here. And my 1,000,001 other Boruto discussions leading up to the new chapter. So yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. I appreciate all the support I get on the channel. I love talking to you guys. Shout out to the new subscribers, returning subscribers, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.